Thank you for being with us. It's just gone 6:30. That means it's time for a wrap of the day's economic news. This is Market Sense on The Full View. Before we get to that, let's take a quick overview of tonight's top stories. 200 young African leaders sharpen their leadership development and civic engagement skills. That's all part of the Obama Foundation's First Class program. The Polish minister wants harsh sentences for cop killers. He attended an alleged police killer's first court appearance today. The EFF accusing the public broadcaster of bias at the SABC Commission of Inquiry into editorial interference. All right, so it's that time where we bring you a number of the day, or the chart of the day. Bongani at the wall.
It's a number, Francis, that we would certainly love to have in this country. It would be a game changer if we had it. And here it is. The number of the day is 6.7%. That is, of course, the figure of economic growth in China. That's what's been posted for the second quarter, meaning, of course, the months between April and June. South Africa, that is struggling to grow by even 2%, as I say, would love a number like that. It would be the panacea for so many of our pains. But when it comes to the world's second largest economy, this is something of a concern, since it's slightly lower than expected, and the numbers out of China are often viewed skeptically anyway. But just looking at that number, some would say it's champagne life problems. But it is having a direct impact on the JSE, because China is a huge market for South African mineral exports. So the miners are in the red, except for Amplats that flagged higher profits. Economic growth in China is slowing down at a steady rate, which is, of course, the soft landing that had been hoped for after years of massive double-digit growth that really at one point seemed not only unstoppable but really unsustainable. But slower than expected growth could affect many economies and the global economic growth rate. So this number was watched closely because of escalating trade tensions potentially between China and the US. Investors are waiting to see Beijing's response after Washington threatened to impose tariffs on more than $500 billion worth of Chinese goods. It is feared that a more intense trade war with the US could affect Chinese trade. And of course, we down here in our little corner of Africa will feel the after effects of all of this. So it's drama on the global economic stage, but it does have an impact even on us here in South Africa. That's today's number of the day. Back to Francis.